Yeah. You got it? Okay, cheat sheet. All right, here's our cheat sheet, you guys. So, uh, you know me, I talk about serving with our hand up and not out. I talk about how to do things from a non-salesy position. I've always talked about that and I love it. Now that we just dropped these two new CRMs, it gives you even more of a boost as a trusted person in your community on how people like, know, and trust you. I truly believe, and at the end, I'll talk about it, and I've talked about it in videos. Dr. Cialdini, or Cialdini, I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but anyway, or Cialdani. Anyways, he is a doctor in business psychology. And the man is actually brilliant. I shout out to my alma mater, ASU, but that's where he is. And he basically talks about marketing and the way that you market yourself. And so the bottom line is that in my wholehearted belief, we should be with our hand up and serving and not selling. Um, your trust-based this is how I feel tonight. We're doing a trust-based marketing blueprint using the senior placement certification and senior place CRM. So like I'm going to show you guys how to get the people there for you. Got it? This is what all I'm going to do, okay? Can you see my screen or do I need to make it bigger for you? Is that good? Okay. So, here's my goal tonight with you guys, okay? Help more families get referral bonuses ethically, because we talked about that, right? Mm, tipple time. This is when us on the East Coast have a cocktail. Those other places, it's Thursday evening. Enjoy. This is just very casual. I like it. So enjoy. All right. So the goal tonight is to become the go-to aging expert without selling a thing, because that's how I like it. I'm going to feed you call to actions. I'm going to feed you a bunch of other lists. I'll put them in the chat box. These these two tools that we have, Senior Place CRM, and by the way, it's called not a CPA. You're not a CPA, by the way. You're a CSPA certification. If you got certified, you got hold on, let me show you. Anyway, we got our certifications today. I don't know where mine is, but right here. Check it out. So we got our certifications today. At the bottom, you will see that you are a CSPA. That is a certified senior placement advisor. Okay. Advisor. Sorry if you can't see it. Okay. That's a CSPA. And I have it right there, what it does. That helps you stand out. Think of it like an SRES. Think of it like other things like that. But this is when you get it. This is your certification that you get. You get a fancy letter saying that you completed the course, you know what you're doing. I'm telling you this because when you heard what he said, it's free, right? Free to our consumer. But it's our business partner, our sphere of influence that's paying us. Do you guys hear me? How cool is that? This is part of your sphere of influence. When I talk about the sandwich shop, I talk about how you guys need to be the trusted sandwich shop in your area. The reason why I call it a sandwich shop is because typically it's the sandwich generation, us, who are taking care of our parents that are getting punted with a crisis. That's why I call it a sandwich shop. I think in my mind, it's not a board of directors. This isn't a business. This is encompassing. This is family. This is a neighborhood. This is our community. Treat it that way. That's how I believe. Hand up. How can I help you? What can I do? That's my blueprint. I'm literally handing you my marketing blueprint. I'm going to show you why it pays off after, okay? I literally 2 days ago did the exact call to action that I'm giving you guys tonight, and I want you to see how many views I got. I'm so excited. I'm like excited. Now, how many leads have I gotten? None, but you should see how many people are commenting about the issues and problems that they have. It's a great time for me to make another video explaining that. So, if anybody has somebody who's really good at social media, I could really use it because I have so many videos that need to get out and I'm behind. Alrighty. So, we have those two tools at EXP Seniors Network that we have access to. I want to first come with how are you going to meet community directors? This is a big like block that a lot of real estate agents have had. And I say to them, "Oh my God, it's so easy." And then I give all these answers. I'm going to give you five little trust building pitches that you can say. And if they say no, I've got something for you to say for that too. Okay. Now I'm going to bring it up. But the reason why it's so important is because, as you know, you have to make that connection in order to get paid, right? You got to have that hand in hand connection, like, hey, we're going to make that. My guard dog here. We're going to make that connection. So it's a business connection. Remember, this is your sphere of influence. Now, why do I call it a sandwich shop? Because I truly wholeheartedly believe that your sphere of influence is your secret sauce. People don't know it exists. People don't know this exists, like what to ask. What kind of senior living communities are out there? When you take this course, you'll understand, oh, there's a lot. It's a lot of information, but like just it could be so overwhelming. Imagine you taking a course and people having to navigate it. So us, let's serve with our hand up and tell them, let's educate them. Before we could do that about educating them, let's talk about our community directors so we could make that connection before we go public and say, hey, look at all this stuff that I learned or that I know, or look at the fancy stuff. And I'll show you why in a minute and how to market it after you get the community director on board. Okay. There's different ways to market yourself with a community director. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you guys that. Now, this is one. This is in the comment section. One moment. Right? It should be in the comment section. Somebody, anybody? Yes. If not, I'll put it in the comment section after because I can't find the comment section while everybody's on there. So, takeaway number one. I wholeheartedly believe that that this isn't salesy. I think that this is a networking thing. I think that we all help each other out. That's where you need to come from. You need to come from hand up, not hand out. So when you come to this right here, secret sauce, sphere of influence is what you're going to use in this community. Okay. Now, the reason why I see that is because if you think about what if you can help families in a crisis earn referral bonuses and also become the go-to expert in your market without selling a thing? That's what these two tools are going to give you, literally. So what your mission is to actually build and collaborate. They're not your competition. People out there aren't your competition because there's no real estate agent that is collaborating with assisted living communities. And you saw how many various types there are. With the CRM, you saw how many are around you. Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. So you should lead with curiosity and connection. And the reason why I say that is because that's not salesy. You're not selling yourself. You're not selling services. That's not what this is about. This is about making a connection. So when you have somebody, you're going to refer your client there and then get paid for referring it, for referring them there. So here is your takeaway. You're a resource bridge. So if you were to walk in to build a connection with an assisted living community, it's not a one size fits all. We all have different personalities. That's why when you look at what I wrote or what I have here, it's variations for people. It depends on what type of person you are. Do you want to build resources? Then you can talk about what makes a community so special and how you can guide them to get you into the door. Meaning, hey, I might have clients that might be here. Let me take some photos. Let's talk. Let's mull over what you've got. And then let me see if I can showcase it and put snapshots in my portfolio so I could bring them here. Connection. How about a community spotlight? We talked about free marketing. I've talked about it many times. And this is like free marketing for us. This is unpaid ads. You just walk in there and you just tell them, like, I want to highlight what you have here so I can show everybody on my real estate channel. I say aging because I don't like real estate, but that's just me. I'm an aging specialist at heart. If I can't help you age in place here with services and all the people, then I'm going to help you move and then I'll sell the house. But that's how me leading with my heart. Does it, it's fascinating because this was the component, you guys, this was the component that we were missing at EXP, that I had to go outside to get my own business to do my own placement. I couldn't do that through EXP. And I was begging for the next step. This is the next step. So now you can ethically and legally highlight these communities and feature them, tour them, put them on something. You're not a real estate agent. You're an aging specialist. You're going to help them. And those are all the stuff that I've talked about. But these are the pitches in which you can walk in and say, hey, I'd love to host a Zoom or a lunch and learn here. Bring in your sphere of influence there. Show them the community. I've given you 90 people that are sphere of influence, but your top 10 we've already gone over. I'll go over these classes again and again, but the basic line is bring them all in and do like a powerhouse networking event. Something. Put together something. Put together a Facebook group. There are none. There is a group out of Los Angeles that I've been watching, and I want to bring her in so we can all learn how to put together a Facebook group or like a community social media group or social group. It doesn't matter, next door, whatever you want. And the reason why I say that is because people want that connection, that network for specifically what they need. 90 different professions in the aging industry. Seriously, collaborate on an event. So these are things that communities are like, sure, we'll host one of these things. If you have people and you want to bring them here, we'll bring it on. We'll take it. And so if you want to pitch something like this, you can say, would you like to team up for a resource fair or a panel at the community? I can help plan and promote it. It's really like, it comes out like, oh my God, yeah, how cool would that be? Slap your name all over it and your sphere of influence. Really. So here's another one. I then said to you guys, hey, I'm going to show you some things. If people just shut the door on you, no problem. No problem. Totally get it. You're swamped. I'll follow up next week and I'll leave my info here just in case. someone needs help. Now, I will tell you more than likely, it will be people in your community that are going to need to find assisted living before they sell a home. You heard what the statistic was from the experts, not me, but from the experts that have been in the business 30 plus years. And the bottom line is that they end up having to sell the house to pay after they've moved into the assisted living. Because what happens, if you guys are new to this, here's what happens. Nobody's planning to age in place. They're not taking modifications seriously. Our housing infrastructure is aging just like we are. A lot is deferred maintenance. But the bottom line of that is less than 5% of our nation's housing infrastructure can actually accommodate somebody with a mobility issue. That stinks. So your mom, your dad, anybody you know that takes a slip and a fall. Oh, by the way, slip and falls over 60, 1 in 4 people. And more than half of that is in their home. That's because it's unsafe. It's sad. It's really sad. And nobody's listening. But statistics in our national organizations are screaming. And you know, the worst part is the real estate agents aren't even listening. Why do I say that? Because all of our listings are being ranked. Did you guys even know that? I'd love for you to put it in the chat box. Did you know that every one of your listings is being ranked on livability? What livability is a score in which you can age safely there. With services, there's key points to that. It's fascinating. AARP, they're the ones who are doing it. World Health Organization, them too. A lot of organizations are coming down on it, on cities. You're going to start seeing change. That's because we don't have the infrastructure to help older adults. But the worst of this is the older adults, us that are going to be, by the way, 60 and 65 by 2030, we're going to outnumber all the kids under 19 for the first time in US history. And we're living longer. We doubled centenarians. So that's why I say if this door closes, fine. There's 50 other doors because statistics are on our side. In our housing infrastructure, in our population, it's all on our side. We just have to help people with the secret sauce. That's why we're the local sandwich shop. That's why I keep saying that. We're the ones who have all that sphere of influence right in our back pocket, but that sphere of influence is giving us referral fees. I have referral fees with home healthcare companies. And by the way, I always say this, you need 3. It's no different than like being a first-time home buyer and you have all those services. Just shift it. Shift it to different types of services. But the point of that is that this side is referral fees because that's this industry. They're trying to fill a bed. No different than getting an apartment, or a rental or a lease done. They're doing the same thing. They have an overhead, except it's just way more money a month. So I urge you to make these connections because where our trajectory is going in our housing infrastructure, with our population, and with us as a company giving us these 2 tools. I'm not kidding. And you could do it without selling it because guess what? The senior living community is paying you, not somebody out on the street or a client. So imagine coming in on a freebie. So even when the door gets closed, you could just say, I totally get what it looks like. You're swamped. I'll follow up next week and I'll leave info. Or you could say, no problem. I know how busy you are. I'll drop off a small packet with my info. And resource families love. That's it. And you're going to see them at places, at networking events. You will. I promise you. Okay. I promise you. All right. So there's that. All righty. So now let's go to takeaway number 2. You know how I love plug and plays marketing and social media. There's not a lot of you that aren't social media people out there. Totally get it. However, I always put in plug and plays that aren't necessarily needing to be social media. You could put a stagnant photo because I like to hit all of you. We're not all there. I understand that, and that's cool. But I always give you plug and plays. Okay, so there's always a scenario for everything. Okay. So with this, I wholeheartedly believe going hand up, not out. You got to become the person that you like, know, and trust. People want that. They need that. That is why your sphere of influence has to be that way. The reason why I tell you you need 3 people, like 3 referrals, is because it's not a one size fits all. Just like every one of us on my call here, not a one size fits all. Same, no different. So you got to be able to give them 3 different people. If they say they don't like one person, oh, I gave you 2 others. So you're not stuck being that person and you're like, ugh, that's the only person they gave me. I didn't like that person. You could say, you've got a couple other people to call. Tell me what you're looking for, what didn't work for you. However you want to handle it. But when you're doing social media, this is what I love. You can talk about things without selling. So, like, you can say, ever feel lost on where to start or where to start with senior care? I built a free resource guide to help just ask. Remember that call to action? You can bring them over to your senior care that and have them fill something out. Because remember, all the paperwork from your certification is on your CRM. Already there. It just auto populates to them. Very easy, simple. Utilize it. When you're doing newsletters, you can talk about that kind of stuff. How to tell the difference between assisted living and memory care. DM me for a guide or go to my website for a guide, whatever. Call to action. You're giving them a free guide. By the way, what I'm going to show you why I say like free guide. Don't recreate, don't create something when it's already been done for you. Like, don't. It's don't bother. There's a reason why there's like so many amazing things and millions and hundreds and thousands of dollars have been poured into these things. Go out there, see what's out there, see what's working, and then tweak it and make it your own. That's how you do it. Like, that's what I teach you guys. Don't bother, that's not it. Your secret sauce is marketing your sphere of influence for free. So that senior living community that you went into, you could do a social media post, a marketing social media post. Hey, I just took a tour of blah, 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 and I learned these great things about it. And you give 3 points and voila. I'm going to show you guys something after we're all done with a marketing piece that I tested out, a plug and play that I tested out, and it's gone viral right now. I am so excited because I looked, I was doing this for you guys and I'm like, plug and play. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I did something and I was like, people want to know. When you see how viral this video is and what the content is behind it, you need to hop on board. I'm the only one out there doing this right now. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, I don't see people doing this. I don't see people going to assisted living communities and highlighting really cool things or talking about the tough conversations that we should be having and we're not, because that's what's happening. So break the stigma, reframe aging, make it cool. That's the way I feel about it. All right. So when you're doing stuff, you can say, like on LinkedIn, or you could say in a video, what's the number one thing you wish you knew before helping a parent find care? I'll go first. And you can talk about it a personal experience. This is the kind of stuff, oops, sorry. This is the kind of stuff that you could do. You can even say, I'm a certified placement advisor, which means I help families find care without the stress. Let me know if I can support anyone you know. You can also say, hey, dropping this here in case someone needs trusted care, free, basically free. I'm a certified advisor. You help families, no cost to you. Imagine when somebody comes for free to this, right? Honestly, seriously, think about that. I mean, really, really easy. I bring this to your attention because it's needed, you guys. You guys don't realize that. It is so needed. The reason why I say that is because, so when, you guys keep getting in the way here. Okay. So when I was sitting here, actually, you know what, before I get to there, I am gonna, oh, look, I've already 50. I just put this video out the other day. 50. Okay, but before I do that, let me show you something, okay? I find it fascinating and interesting that when you look up on Google, okay, um, oops, I'm in uh, parent parents needing assisted living, what to do. Um, if you go into this thing, into Google, I don't care, whatever you guys use as your search engine. You can go into your ChatGPT, your any LLM, that's your large language model that you use, whatever. Look at the questions that are asked about the top questions. That's what you want to start answering. That's what you want to start helping people out with. The biggest thing I have found that people need to know the different various styles of assisted living, right? Because all of us need to have that next step if we sell a home. We don't want to sell a home without somewhere to go. But at this point, we're being forced a decision in most cases. And you heard that statistic from the guys. That's your statistic. It's sad, but it is. And that trajectory is only going to go up. So I say that because people want to know answers: who, what, where, when, how, why. You got to become the person you like, know, and trust and answer those questions. That's the whole Cialdini method. Hand up. Let me get you all that information and help rather than your hand out. I'm just going to do the sale, and there's no follow up. You don't even know what's going on afterwards. And I say that because it's endearing to watch clients that you may have sold their house 15 years ago, and they're in an assisted living community you place them in a residential assisted living community. I'll tell you, the other day I was just at a 98th birthday party for a client of mine who 15 years ago moved there. I, I mean, it's interesting. You still have connections. They had a birthday party. It's fascinating, but it's still endearing and loving, and you have connections. That's what networking's about. It's about those relationships. It doesn't matter how much money you're going to make because it's a lifetime of memories that you're going to endure because of it. That's how I feel. If you're not that person that serves that way, then it's probably not for you. But if you're here on this call, there's a reason why. It's marketing with a heart. Anyways, that's how I feel. So anyways, let's go to, if you look at, the reason why I bring this up is what to do when parents refuse. All right. Consult elder care lawyer, get advice, all that. But Do you see this word 40/70 rule for aging parents? Let me just make that really big for you guys. Has anybody ever heard of that rule, 40/70? If so, put in the chat box, and then Kim, can you just shout out to me, please, and let me know
Sure.
what people are saying?
No, they that's it. They're saying they heard it from you.
That's it. That's it. So the reason why I say this is because when you go to Google or when you go to your search engine or a large language model, I don't care, and you say parents needing assisted living, what to do. Those are pretty key words on assisted living. It will always give you the top, by the way, the top questions and the top information that people are searching for first. I've already gone over this in one of our other ones, in one of our other videos a while back ago. You can see the recording on this. But I'm telling, that's what that is, and that's what you need. Now, it's so interesting because most of us on this call, I don't know how many of them, how many people are on here, but the point is, none of us know what the 40/70 rule is. Yet people are asking about it. And then they're asking how to tell an elderly parent they need assisted living. When should you put a parent in assisted living? Well, Medicare pay, Medicaid, who's the not appropriate, all that good stuff. Key questions. I don't know who keeps writing on here or how they even have capability. If you're able to see, I'd like it, your help. But anyway, the point is, look, these are what they're saying. 40/70 rule. I kept going back to that. I'm like, I'm gonna do a video on that. I'm gonna do a video on that. Because to me, I was like, that's kind of interesting. So I went ahead and I did a video on the 40/70 rule. Oh, so before I talk about the 40/70 rule, do you see this 5,000? You love your parents, but who? Hold on. Are you able to hear it when I have the? Okay, I'm gonna just put it all up for you guys. And I want you guys to hear, and then I want you guys to see all the, I haven't even responded to comments or done anything. But what I said here in the box up here was, what's this really going to cost us? You love your parents, but who's footing the bill when they need more care? Okay. I did this because that's your hook. I didn't sell anything. I hooked him in to talk about this, right? Let's see what I said, okay? You love your parents, but who is going to foot the bill when they need more care? It's a question I get asked often, and here's what most people aren't going to tell you. Medicare doesn't pay for long-term care. Assisted living, that's going to easily cost you $4, $8, $10,000 a month, and that's for private pay. And memory care, that's going to be even more. So if your parents own a home, you can leverage it. You can tap into the equity. You can right size strategically, or you can plan to sell. But timing does matter with these types of things. But there's other options like veterans benefits, long-term care insurance. That's if they have it. Then you've got Medicaid spend downs, but you better read the fine print on that because it's different for all of us. Hi, I'm Heather. I'm an aging specialist educator and a speaker, and I'm usually the one that's educating. And in the middle of crisis, I get called in the middle of the chaos to help answer questions. But let's be real, it's coming. And here's what I've learned. Most parents don't want to talk about it with you. Most adult kids, they don't even want to ask the questions. And there's no simple guidebook when something hits. And that's why I just created this space. Right here, I'm going to have those awkward conversations we should all be having with our parents, but we're not. There's not a one size fits all answer for this. But here's what I can tell you. I have education. I have access to experts in our industry, and I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm just here to educate you and show you what's possible before you get into that crisis and full blown emergency with your parents. I want you to like, follow, and share for more of those awkward sandwich generation chats that we all keep avoiding with the family, and we shouldn't be. Okay. The reason why I'm showing you this is I didn't sell a single thing right here. Not a single thing. I just wanted the follow count. That's it. I just wanted people to follow me because of the next videos that I was going to start posting because of where I'm going with this. So, everything that I did in that video, I learned in our certification class. Nothing I said there isn't untrue. State to state, it's different. Doesn't matter what you're in. Wherever this is being broadcasted, it's compliant. It's all different. But the point is, I'm having a raw talk and I'm being real without selling anything. People want that. People want the information. I, that's all I was giving them is information. It's free. It's free in my head, and you guys took the class, and now it's free in your head. It's just you now need to go do it. You got to make that happen in your videos or your LinkedIn, your newsletters, whatever you're going to do. But make that happen for you because that's what the certification and the CRM do together. It's great because when people ask you, I mean, look at this 30 comments, haven't answered one. I love some social media person here because I could really use some help. I posted this yesterday, a day ago, literally a day ago. Okay, so 30 comments. Haven't touched it. And I have no idea what the rest of it, because 214 people loved it, 30 people commented, 33 people saved the video. But what I found interesting is I did senior living options. What's the best senior living option for my parents? And as an aging specialist, that's probably a question that I get asked almost every week. So people want to know, but not as much as what your parents in footing the bill. Or how about if your parent can't live alone? Now, remember I was talking about the 40/70 rule? I was trying to I even I thought this was the weirdest thing. I thought it was like, am I the only one that's never heard of the 40/70 rule? Because I don't see people talking about a 40/70 rule. Do you see it? I mean, you can go on other things, but I'm just saying I didn't see anybody talking about it. However, when I went to go talk about it, people actually, oh, yeah, let's see. Um, People are actually, it had a high view count. I was kind of surprised. There's parenting aging parents. You want to also be real along it, but ARP Home Fit Challenge here. I told you guys all how to be doing it for free and call to action. That's a good one. But here I go with the 40/70 rule. 562 people looked at it.
Hello and welcome
Hey.
to
Oh.
an existing.
Can we talk for a second? Not that one, sorry. Where did I go? Where did that one go? So anyway, there's that 40/70 rule. You had 500 and something people looking at it. The point of that rule is, I never heard of it. But people were engaging in the conversation that was in the chat there. That's all. It's weird. And then when you check out things that are like YouTube, and trust me, I love looking at this stuff. When I watch YouTube numbers versus Instagram numbers versus Facebook numbers versus TikTok, whatever, it doesn't matter. I see how many minutes and seconds. It's fascinating. But here's what I can tell you. They need that information. They're looking for that information. They're grasping it like, oh, I have aging parents. And what I'm finding in those 30 comments, because I looked at them, they don't live near their parents, which means all of you guys do. That's the best part. So imagine putting out assisted living community content and stuff and helping people and then helping them sell their parents' home. I've given you the sphere of influence, the people that can right size the home for you, that you can bring in, the senior move managers that are certified, the trust attorneys. You don't want it to go into probate. Those are all the things that you could be helping your secret sauce in your community. Their parent lives in that community. Their parent needs your secret sauce because they don't live in that community. The more content you put out about this stuff, better it is. Really, I'm going to put in the chat box the takeaways here. There you go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Here. Boom. So, as you guys know, and then by the way, the cheat sheet, I'm going to put the cheat sheet in there. As you guys know, I've done a bunch of AI classes with you. I love AI. I do a lot of stuff on AI. What you guys saw, that the 5,000 views, thank you, ChatGPT, for helping me with a script and keeping it true to who I am, to the way I could punch it, to the way I wanted it, to the way I needed it. I don't mind. In fact, because I know a lot of you guys get fascinated by this. I know you guys, there's a lot of you there that a lot of you guys here that like seeing this chat GPT that I do. For instance, okay. Um, so here's what I did for senior language living language. I don't like the word downsizing. I like the word right sizing. There, I don't like facility. I like community. These are things I want to tell you because nobody wants to live in a facility. Oh my God, I want to punch somebody when they say facility. You live in a community. I mean, you guys, really, you want to be living in a community. You do not want to be living in a facility. So I go into ChatGPT and I massage things. Okay. Can you please write an SEO description in my tone and style of a video? This is what I was doing on YouTube. By the way, I've done a video on this, but I'm going to quickly write this. The reason why I say this is because I was doing a very something specific task that I use my LLM for, and it's YouTube description. I use very specific tasks to do specific things for me. So if you want to talk about doing something residential assisted living, I just did a video. This helped me. Most people don't even know these homes exist. This was the birthday party that I wanted to put photos and information and all the stuff up of somebody that I absolutely adore and love. And I can't wait to post this. And basically, what I said is they look like any house on your block. I'm feeding it information of the story I'm trying to get across. And then it will give me my little information, but sometimes I don't like it. And I'm like, hey, don't like that. Can you do it this way? Want you to punch it. I said, not a big facility, not a nursing home, just a regular house in a neighborhood like yours. And so it helped me massage. Most people don't know they exist. They're called residential assisted living homes and board and care homes. I say the two homes because I know that when I'm in California, we call them board and care homes there. But 3 years ago, I moved to Florida and I quickly realized they're called residential assisted living facilities. I got rid of the word facility and I put homes in. You notice how it said homes? Um, they're your best kept secret. The reason why I say this is because they're much less expensive than large big box. They have a lot of overhead. I explain this to you because these are the little things that as a aging specialist and you're dealing with a pocketbook and you're dealing with a home, a lot of the kids want the money from the home, but what they don't realize is the parents need that money for assisted living. So you don't want all the bells and whistles right out of the gate because you're not going to have anything at the end, and that parent will end up moving in with the kids, or the kids are going to foot the bill. That's what's going to happen. I've seen it over my career all too often. It is important to really like talk to those assisted living community directors and ask them. Ask them important questions. Go Google. If I go into an assisted living community, do to do, to bring a client there, what am I asking? What am I looking for? Three questions. Don't overwhelm, don't keep asking. If you're walking around a community, that's when you start asking more than three questions. But if you only have a one-to-one and you really want to pack it hard, three questions and make it the top three. But the reason why I say is because that's what I asked Google, and then I came here and I input it into here. So when you go up here, it was like, what is the residential assisted living and why haven't you heard? And I just kind of wanted, as you can see, I went in first to ask Hook Writer. Again, I get ideas in various ways. Hook Writer will write me a hook. You saw what the YouTube SEO would do. This is what Hook Writer does. It helps you with the hook. So I came in, copy and pasted exactly what you saw on the other one into here, and I said, I don't like what that wrote me. I need help. Massage it for me. The reason why I say is you don't want to come over cheesy. You don't want to come over to people as salesy. You want to come over as educational, as giving people options because typically they feel like they're in a rabbit hole, they're in a crisis, and they just need somebody to guide them through it. That's your secret sauce. That's why you're the sandwich shop. That's why you're the local sandwich shop that everybody's going to go to. That that that's how that's the way I have done it. And I was looking at something on here. Oh, so that's right. The secret sauce metaphor. Because I just got this today. Thank you, ChatGPT. And it was, you're not a franchise. You're gonna be a local sandwich shop during a storm. And people are going to remember who fed them when they were overwhelmed and scared and needed something the most. And I don't mean literally feed them. I mean, with your hand up and not out. When you get to Cialdini, he is the doctor and of marketing, and he does the psychology of marketing, and it's sales. Shout out to my alma mater, ASU, Sun Devils, just saying, because that's where he's out of. Um, the bottom line is he said, when you give without asking, you create loyalty. They will come back to you and they're going to bring everybody else, their neighbors, siblings. Sphere of influence is going to bring people, and there's going to be your future listings. You got to remember this is free. You're placing them for free. You're solving somebody's problems. You're not selling with these tools. You're going to serve first. You're going to share resources freely because why not? Makes you look good. Like, know, and trust. Those are the three things I tell you you need to make it big here. But that's what we are. We're aging specialists. That's our secret sauce. Like, we're the sandwich shop that's next door that everybody's seeing our videos. Nextdoor.com, YouTube, whatever you're on, doesn't matter. Pick it, do it. Because that's when people are going to come. In a crisis, they're going to need you. That's when I look at this, that's how I feel. It converts and it repeats. And that's what Cialdini says. If you look at people on YouTube, I mean, not on YouTube, on social media, doesn't matter. When you look at social media, people that are stars, that are out there, that are educating and that are teaching you something, they are giving you something without taking from you. They're gaining your trust. They're gaining your trust from past experience they have. They want you to understand stuff. They don't want to see you in that way. That's what draws you in. This is no different, but nobody's talking about it. Nobody is literally hush hush. I mean, I had 30 comments. I dropped that video yesterday, 24 hours. I don't even know. I haven't even read all those comments. But the point is, use ChatGPT, use your heart, serve without selling. I think I've always told you guys that. But if you're not using LLM, you're missing out, you guys. You really are. You're missing out because this is where I'm talking about all my stuff. Like I'm talking about, hey, I want to create a video. I'm putting together the montage. I kept massaging, I kept saying. And then it's like, how do I know if it's time to step in with my aging parent? And I just did this video, which I'm going to put out. You leave your parents' house and you just feel like something's off. You don't want to overreact or worst case, sound bossy. I redid all this, but we really, as kids, you'll see. You see this video, what it says, bills unpaid, spoiled food. You see all that? I never take ChatGPT 100%. And I will say that in every one of my videos. Never, 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 never. Because that doesn't sound like me. What I will do, and I don't mind sharing my little secrets with you guys. What I will do is come over here. I will literally come over to my notes section and I will write it out and make it better for myself. Let's see. I'm going to make this really big for you guys. And I'm going to make it more like I like it, more like I want it. And see, when I say title, I don't say that on my video. I say, let me ask you something hard. If your parent ends up in the hospital tomorrow, do you know what kind of care they'd want? Or would you be forced to guess? I always use the word punt. But I mean, this is how I massage it. Um, this was the video that right now is getting a lot of traction. And I massaged the heck out of this before I put it together. And it takes time. But as you can see, I use the word aging specialist. Basically, I want to lead in to what the best senior living options are for my parents. Okay, that's what I want to lead them into. That's basically my call to action. You guys being certified, having the CRM, you can plug and play this. That's what I was trying to do on my video. That's gaining a lot of traction right now. And basically, I said, not what's the best senior living. That was just my title. That was the title on the cue card. That was it. That was the title to draw them in. That was the red little box on my TikTok. I didn't say that in my video. I just wrote, as an aging specialist, I get asked this almost every week. What's the best senior living option for my parent? I like to think of this like house hunting, but for care communities that fit your parents' needs, lifestyles, and pocketbook. It's not about putting a label on them, it's about matching where they are now and what's likely to come next. So let's break it down. Are they still sharp, still driving, just sick of cooking and cleaning and it's too much? That's independent living. Do they need help with ADLs? That's meds, meals, managing day-to-day stuff. That's assisted living. Forgetting appointments, leaving the stove on, wandering around, you might want to check into memory care. Recovering from a fall or a hospital stay, or do they need therapy? You might want to look into skilled nursing or rehab. Are they insisting, because most of them do, on staying at home, but clearly they definitely need more support? You need to be looking into in-home care, ideally with a full plan and a home setup to age in place. Because we all know if they didn't do that, they probably aren't going to be coming home statistically. I know that because I've spoken on this so many times on stage at the National Builders Association, at the Consumer Electronics Show, at a lot of conferences, you guys. A lot of conferences. Statistics are not in our favor as homeowners. And as we get older, they're just not. We got to educate, and we lack education. So my part, I am an educator. That's what I do. That's what I do for you guys. I love social media. I'm fascinated by it. So then I give a little advice because I want to do a little Heather in there. I said, here's my advice. Go tour together. A lot of places will actually allow a weekend stay or a trial visit. You might have to give them some money to cover costs, but it's fun. It's worth it because then they can see activities, they can see things, they can check out the meals, they can check out the vibe, but go get that community connection. Like I was telling you guys, start networking with the directors at the communities. Once you learn the lingo in your certification, take it, use it to network with those directors, and then speak the lingo, and then market the lingo. Also, highlight the community. It's a win-win for the community and for you because people want to flock to it. They want the advice. You saw the almost 6,000 views since yesterday. It's ridiculous. But 30 comments are saying we need more. So give them advice, tour together. And you're not giving them advice by telling them what to do, but go tour it together. Ask for a weekend stay, let them check out the vibe. Give them something to ask. What happens when their care needs increase? Because in the certification, you know that there's certain levels of care. You already know what's about to come. Let them give them a teaser because hidden fees and forced moves are more common than you think. Hence, that is a question you should be asking when you sit down with that director. Hey, what happens when my client's care needs increase? They're going to say, well, it's step up care. Well, what happens when that? Then there's fees that go up with that. A lot of people don't look. When they're signing paperwork, it's an emergency. They need to get them in and placed somewhere. They're not thinking about those things or looking at those things. You're the secret sauce. Sandwich shop, that's you. You got their back. No different than paperwork in real estate. No different. This has paperwork too. Follow the guidelines. Do your due diligence. Help the client and then help them with the sale. Because the statistics tell you that sale of their home is what's going to pay for that assisted living community. That's the only way it's going to get paid for. That's it. So, anyways, so I just said, follow. I said, let's be real. We're not talking about it. Most adult kids don't talk about it. No simple guide, no one size fits all, but I got you. You guys heard that in my videos. So that's kind of what I've been ending with. However, I have checklists on my website. I have been collecting names and been collecting information and saying, hey, do you need, hold on, I was gonna say a whole, AARP home fit checklist. AARP has the best checklist. Not gonna lie. I speak for AARP Speakers Bureau. I do a lot of training. I am in the community. I probably give about 10 to 12 talks a month at senior communities, 55 communities, all over, fraud and scams, livability. Everything that I'm teaching you, I've learned through AARP over the last 3 or 4 years. But the point is, I'm sitting here talking to their parents, and I know for a fact the kids need to be hearing it, not the parents. That's my frustration. So I went to our state director and I was like, mm-mm. I'm close with her and I said, I'm not happy with this. Like we really need education to anybody under 70. I would even honestly, I'd say 75. And the reason why is because we have a lot of people living into their hundreds and a lot that are living on their own. So if you can get the kids, even the grandkids, you're hitting somebody, which is why social media, if you're the younger generation, hit social media the way that you would talk to your grandparents. Maybe it's a parody. I don't know. Do you? Way it works for you, not a one size fits all. That's where that comes in. But the point is, Nobody is marketing it. Not even people in this industry, in their own industry, like people that are placement agents. Not one. Senior living communities, do you think they're marketing themselves on social media? Not one. But they got a lot of empty beds, and they got they got pockets to fill at corporate. The social media marketing is amazing. And you can also do print marketing. Hey, let's put on an event together. And they'll send it out, they'll mass email it out to everybody if you put on an event together. You got to have that connection, like, know, and trust. That's what it goes back to. That goes back to the Cialdini effect. Serve, serve, serve the senior demographics with options and their families and education before they get down the rabbit hole. And again, don't recreate anything. Go look at what they have at ARP. By the way, you don't have to be 55 to be a member. You just have to be 18 and over. Imagine being 18 and over and getting all the discounts for being an AARP member. There's a lot of them. So there's fascinating things that you could be doing to set yourself up in this niche, and not one person's doing it. But yet I look at everything that I'm doing and I love it because it gains traction. It's fun. Okay. So I'm going to be done talking. I'll open it up for conversations. I know that there's a lot going on in the chat box, but one man show here, so I didn't follow the chat box. So please,
Actually, not a lot in the chat box, but there is one question there now.
Cheryl, you're muted. Muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. It's more like a concern, I guess. When you're talking about their CRM and it has one license per office, I mean, EXP is virtual, so I'm not understanding how we're going to
No,
get around.
no, it's not office. It's within the same area. Like it can't be like you with somebody that's out in New York, right?
Okay,
Wasn't
same
that
state.
Kim what you believe? Correct?
It's
Yeah.
that office.
Yeah, I think
That's all right.
I think with the XP, I think it has to be maybe even your team. It could be.
It could be a team. You know what? Reach out. I wish I knew the exact specifics, but however, it is EXP Solutions that you have to reach out to because they know all the specifics, uh, or the CRM itself. And I
Okay.
would highly pressure that. I mean, they're the ones who, I know nothing. I just know that I was the like tester before we went live with this, and it's fun. It's so much fun.
Okay.
I have a feeling they won't stop anybody that's getting on board right now.
Yeah, yeah. I think that I'm sure that they'll connect it. See, you guys all have to understand, we right now are on a beta test with these two companies. We are waiting until you guys, I already went through my thing, Jim went through his. I want to see what everybody thinks. I believe after all the years that I have been serving this demographics, I always needed a next step. Had to do that on my own. I needed to, I had to go do that away from EXP. It frustrates me. It really upsets me because as a person who really wants to help people live, either age in place in their home and stay there. But if I can't, then I want to help you go somewhere else. And it was assisted living communities. 85% of the time, they ended up having to go to a community. And I legally wasn't allowed to take any type of referral because it was like leasing, and they felt like because there was the paperwork and there were other things that were involved, and they didn't. And EXP, not just EXP, by the way, it's Keller Williams is the same way. They're weird about it. You just, I think maybe it's brokerages or whatever. Don't know, but we can't do it. We couldn't do it now that we have paperwork and everything is done. it is stepping you up to the next level. All it takes is one sale, but not one sale, one placement. That's it. One placement and it pays for your entire, like most of it, your CRM and your certification with one placement. And if you look at the statistics of placement just on a place for mom, and that's not a person, you're literally, and that's what you get. And then it pops out 3. But it's not like you get a person, you get a real live human being that you like, know, trust, or that you see that can give you the information that's like, oh yeah, you talked about that senior living community. I'd love for you to go tour it with my mom. And they'll give you more information. This is how I've worked. This is how I've worked. And it's fascinating because a place for mom is very cold. You're on a computer. Somebody, a kid like us, is trusting it. And that's what we're Googling at 2 a.m. Check it out. Go check it out. Googling at 2 a.m. It's us for senior living options because it's a crisis. They're ready to take them. They're ready to boot them out of the hospital or whatever it is. And then the next step, selling the home. If they didn't take a reverse mortgage out, great. If they took a reverse mortgage out, then the kids are all fighting and figuring out how are we going to pay for mom or what are we going to do? So it's a whole cycle. But as long as you have your secret sauce, aka your sphere of influence, all the right people, then you got this. Oh, you guys all have it in your back pocket, literally. Those people will be coming into your sandwich shop with problems, good problems, because it means you're getting paid. And it's not just assisted living communities. Could be, it could be home healthcare companies. It could be whatever it is that, that need, that want people to come into their home to take care of them because they refuse to leave. And they might have long-term insurance policies that will cover that because we learned about that, right? So it's great. You just have to know how to work it for your sandwich shop. Know the right sandwiches that people need, and then know how to secret sauce the sandwich. And Google will tell you the top questions for that one sandwich that you need all the condiments for. I hope that helps describe it. I talk about that sandwich all the time for you guys. I don't like the board of directors. Again, it's very businessy. Like, just go have fun. Go be you. People are going to come to you and be attracted to you by giving education and serving. And it's Cialdini tells you statistically. I'm about statistics. I need proof that way. That's just who I am. So I'm always about having to give statistics or having to tell you why you should be listening or whatever it is. So I hope that helps. Cheryl? Oh, she left. Okay. Talk too much. Eric. Oh, Eric's always got the good questions. And he's got a lot of, and they're always,
Before you go to Eric, what's the website? Because when you go to nationalseniorplacementacademy.com, some folks are trying to sign up and it's telling them they were on the call last week, but it's telling them they got to do that one-on-one phone call. I'm just wondering if they gave us a different website last week and I
you
can't
guys,
remember.
I don't know, but here's what you need to do. You should go directly to EXP Solutions. Type in EXP. If somebody can do it in the chat box, that'd be great. But it's EXP Solutions. You could just say provider, whatever. It just says EXP Solutions. And then click on that. And that brings you right to our EXP Solutions website that has these providers on it. Does that make sense? If you guys are following along, I hope it does. Do you see it?
It's not EXP Solutions. I think you got to go to Okada first.
Okay, hold on. Let me bring it up or EXP Solution. No, I'm pretty sure.
You
Okay.
have to go to EXP Okada to get there.
Yeah,
No, I've Googled it. Oh, pardon me?
I'm not finding it in there. I'm in solutions.
Give me
I
a
don't
second.
see it.
Let me find it.
Okay, hold on. Become a solution. Here, I have it right here. Hold on.
I want to be a solution.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
You
Okay.
found it?
Oh,
So
there's
here.
Cato.
Yeah, so I just put in the chat box the link. In fact, here, and you know what, guys? I'm gonna go through it with you guys. It makes it much easier. So
I see it
link in
now.
the chat box. And basically, by the way, I just want to show you, I put the word EXP solutions in the top and it says become a solution. If you want to get to these people, you're going you're going to go down and you're going to go to, I think it's the second and the third page, whatever it is. It's National Senior Placement Academy. Okay, is one of them. See the link? You're going to go there. And then the next, I think the third page has Senior Place right here. And when you go to press on it, ooh, when you go to press on it, it's going to go here and it's going to get started. Go ahead and call whatever, I don't know, agent Slack community. There's what you need in order to get information ASAP.
Heather, would you redo that, please?
Yes, I will. Ooh, and I need to stop sharing because I guess it's not gonna let me. Are you guys able to see that?
I was able to get onto the solutions website
So
and I
that's
see that, but I need to figure out how to scroll down from there.
okay. So I put so I put Senior Place in. Okay, so you've got Senior Place as one that's in there. Hold on.
Where I don't see it in there.
In the comment section.
Oh, now I do. Okay.
Okay, and then hold on. And then hold on, because I'm going to put the certification one in there now. Okay, so you should have Senior Place and the Senior Placement Academy, both of those links in the comments section. Can you guys please confirm that you do see that?
Yes.
Okay. Please, please, please. I don't have the answers to your questions, but I urge you to go ask them there. I say ASAP only because it will be answered like immediately. If there's a glitch, if there's an issue, if there's a problem, it will get done immediately. That is where you need to get all of your info from, and they're really great at helping you out. Okay.
Heather, did you have to do a do you have to do a demo to sign up with the Senior Place? Because
I don't
it's
know.
a scheduled demo.
Oh, yeah, then maybe you do. Maybe they have a group demo because you can't just go in raw. Think of it for MLS, you guys. You can't do that. You can't just go in raw and think like, oh yeah, I got this. Once you guys get in there and you network and you work it around, it's easier. But I will tell you, your call to actions are going to be awesome. They're going to be so good because you already have the paperwork there. And so people, you call to action them to there. Boop, 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 boop. Got all their information. Boom. Done. You could be sitting in Mexico doing this stuff. That's just,
Forgive me. Can I ask my other question?
oh, yes, please.
I can only do 3 questions at a time. So I went on to pay like I did last week, and I can't find the option to pay the 4 payments.
You have to, it's under Kana or something like that.
Kado?
It's something like that. It's on that where it asks for your credit card. There should be credit card or
Oh, Klarna?
Klarna. Yeah, click on Klarna and then you'll get the options.
Look at you. Okay.
That I had to ask them while we were on the call last week.
I gotta tell you, if you have these again, the links I put in there, they'll tell you exactly. Cool. And they get, I'm sorry.
And lastly, did people respond to you about their location so we could see if there are other people in certain areas?
Thank you, Eric. Guys, if any one of you guys can just please put a post together for me about putting people together in offices that want to connect 3 people for a CRM. I want to put that together. I've been so busy between so much.
Obviously.
But if you want to, Eric, if you want to do it or anybody, please spearhead it and then I'll go ahead and approve it both in our Facebook and in our workplace. And I'll put it on Slack for us. So if
Well,
you,
you started it in Facebook and I responded, but nobody else had done so.
okay, so here's what I noticed. We need like a picture because that's when people notice things, like a photo to grab your attention.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, everybody doesn't go on Facebook all the time.
Mhm.
I don't get on it often.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do right here, right now on this chat box. Okay. I want you guys to all chime in. If you are from California, please chime in right now in the chat box, just California. The reason why I say that is I want all the California people to take a snapshot of the people that are from California so they can connect. Okay. Let them all connect right there. Okay, all those people that are from California, please look in the chat box at all the people from California and connect with those people. Okay, so let's go to, where are we? Let's go. Nashville, Nate, are you in Nashville? Okay, anybody out there with Nashville, Nate, put it in the chat box so you guys can all connect. Or if you were one, because we do know that if you do cover like two states that are right next to each other, because some states do have that, they will try to work something out with you. So if you are, go ahead and connect with states that are around there. Okay, so everybody can see where you guys are from. Let's go ahead and do Florida. If you're from Florida, please drop it in there. Go for it. All of the Florida peeps. I don't want anything else but Florida peeps in there. So I need you to look at all the people that are in Florida. Go ahead and connect with them for the CRM. Okay, I'm calling Arizona. Anybody in Arizona, please chat box Arizona that you're from Arizona so you guys can all connect for the CRM. All right, keep going. Let's go. Oh, Washington, and I don't mean DC. I'm talking Brooks, up in Bellingham. Okay, if you're up in Washington, Oregon, up on that coast up there, please drop it so they can all see each other. You guys can all connect because I believe they'll work on the CRM. Remember, the CRM is 3 people for one account. You can split it. You can split it. Okay, so let's see. We got through Arizona. We got through California. If we have anybody on the East Coast, that's New York, Mass, all that area, can you drop that in there? That way you guys can all see each other. Work it out because I know you've got states that are working with each other and all other states, go ahead, drop it in because I'm sure I missed them. Oh, Texas. Sorry, Texas, because I know you're a big state. All right. Now that you guys see each other, please take snapshots of the people that are there. You got Georgia. I need you guys. You got Wichita, Kansas. The reason why I say this is because it's 3 people to 1 CRM. You can split it within 3 people within your state. If I'm not mistaken, okay, I believe it's state. That's what they like when they're talking about office. It's a state office, I think. That's what I got last week and what I got the week before. But you should just check it out, make sure. But if I'm not mistaken, it's 3. I know it's 3 for a fact. Okay. So, they do have a way that's billing. I don't remember what he was saying, anything about the billing, but you guys can figure that out yourself through EXP Solutions on the links that I gave you. Okay. Oh, Cheryl, thank you. $349 a month. It's $116 per person. Now imagine you just placed somebody for 8,000, 10, 12, 15,000, because it's somewhere between 8 to 15,000. That just did it for the entire year plus your certification course. In fact, it like paid for it for a couple of years, but somebody else could do the math on that. But Cheryl, thanks for doing the mathing on that one because it really amounts to not much. And it's only senior living communities licensed. You can see all the information, all of it. So think about the amount of information. The reason why I went over this tonight is because I wholeheartedly believe that once you start doing videos and you start getting, doesn't matter, videos, social media, however you decide to do it, people are going to start asking you. And you need to have those connections. Don't go running out to get a CRM just yet. You need to pipeline. You need to build it. And they will come and the CRM's there. Does that make sense? The sandwich shop. You're building a sandwich. Goes back to my sandwich. You're building the sandwich shop. You need the meat, which is your sphere of influence. That's your assisted living community. Secret sauce is what that assisted living has to offer your clients. And by the way, the two pieces of bread are them coming into your sandwich shop. If it's the kids, if it's the parents, whatever, you're going to help them with the meat and the sauce. That's your job. That's what we're here to do. So, anyways, yeah, if there's anything else I can answer. Tony, sorry, Tony, I see you, please.
That's okay. A couple things on the CRM.
Sure.
What they said was it was billable to one account.
Mm.
And the other thing that, and I don't know the answer to this question, is who is it branded to? They made it sound like it's branded to a team. So if it's shared with multiple agents, I don't know what that branding may look like for the other agents that go in there.
So I am branded on my own. I only because I have. So everybody has to check their state. I have an actual business license, separate and sold, just so I can do my referrals. And that I had to do it that way. I had to completely separate everything. There is nothing about my license on anything, and that's the way I had to do it because I didn't want to step on corporate toes. Corporate made it very clear that you can't do that if and associate it. And I was like, I'm not associating it. And I did it. I was like, here's the next step.
So you made a
What?
separate LLC for this business
Mm-hmm.
or a different
How to age your
business
way.
entity?
Yeah. How to age your way. Total different business entity.
Okay.
But the thing is that I had to go get separate education. I had to go get separate insurance. Everything I did was like a daunting task. And I don't have a CRM. I had no access to a CRM. I had no access to any of this. But I know that probably about 80% of my clients need something afterwards. And if you watch my videos for the last 7 years at EXP Seniors Network, you'll hear me say, I hate the fact that real estate agents are stopping at the next point. You shouldn't be, because that's still another need of housing, of what they need. You stopping right here and just selling a house, that stinks. But they need to go somewhere. And yeah, there are certified senior advisors out there. That's what we're doing. But there's very few and far in between, which is why you have a place for mom. So we are going to become a place for mom. Our content is going to create a place for mom. I asked corporate very specific questions on this kind of stuff. And they said, brand it with your stuff, your logo, the way you are. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm also like branding it, and I'm like showing the I might even show, and I'm thinking about it, EXP Seniors logo. I say that because I look at other real estate agents in our other networks, and they have their logo on things. So I know that we can, because it is a corporate logo. And we are a corporate group. We are the ones that are beta testing this. So it kind of sets us out amongst the rest. Coldwell Banker's not doing it. Keller Williams not doing it. Insert whatever brokerage, not doing it. We needed a next step. I have been saying this for 7 years to corporate. I have been begging to go to the next step because I I see the trajectory coming and I saw it coming. So when I helped co-found this group about almost 7 years ago, it- we're the largest group. We have almost 5,000 real estate agents that just do this. That's because we're serving differently than any other brokerage out there. And corporate showed up to show you guys we're going to hear you loud and clear. I've been screaming at them. I've sat on every corporate board for the last 5 years, and I'm telling you that I was surprised when they called me, but I will tell you, I am so thankful because I believe that we were losing out on serving correctly and showing up correctly. So I hope that helps. Did I go over too much? Okay. All right. Cheryl, is your hand still up for anything? No, we're good.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. All right, guys.
Heather,
Yeah.
can I just say one more thing?
Yes, please.
I had lunch with my lender and said, hey, we're coming out with this and I'm excited about it. She messaged me the next day with somebody who asked her about senior living. I contacted the lady and she said, I'm not ready for 2 or 3 years, but do you have something in this area?
Yeah,
So now I need the CRM to find out what's available in our area, get
I
my
know.
certification done and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. So think about the amount of trust attorneys. Okay. I say trust attorneys because trust attorneys are the people that are always burdened with trying to navigate the in families. Oh, I stopped myself. The bling bling in families. Family dynamics are big. You've got kids that are fighting, and people don't want this for a parent, and this is going to cost this for a parent. Trust attorney is the one that navigates it. Do you know what trust attorneys like need help with their clients in placement? Like they don't want to deal with the family. They need somebody who knows the assisted living communities. That trust attorney is coming to you and saying they can afford this. We're going to sell the house at this because they've got control over it. No different than a loan officer. Because guess what? Or I don't mean a loan officer very specifically, somebody that does a HECM. Because if you look at statistically, and I've had Ted Butler on here, I've had you guys certified in that lifestyle home loan. Statistically, when they take out a HECM, it's because of medical. Let's go back to that slip and fall. Let's go back to statistics. They want to stay at home, but can they afford it? They're hard questions. Nobody's educated to have, and it sucks, but you're in a crisis. You will sign any document and any paperwork, whether you could afford it or not. That's what that over the last 15 years, that's what I've seen over and over and over and over again. And I thought like 6 years ago when I went and got certified in aging in place, like I thought I was like, oh, I'm going to stop it before it happens. Way deeper than that. That's why I started on the psychological like rabbit hole because it's a psychological thing. Nobody likes change. None of us do. But if you educate and you have resources, change isn't so scary. That's you, the sandwich shop. You've got the bread. You just need to show people that you have the condiments and everything, which goes back to the social media, which goes back to doesn't matter if it's social media. I see social media because that's my jam, but LinkedIn articles. You should see the amount of people that I have engaged with on LinkedIn for putting articles together on exactly what I talk about with you guys. Because there's a real problem out there. And we don't have this going on. So start making that start talking in your community and reframe it. So it's not such a stigma. I don't care what age you are. Doesn't matter. All of us are going to be affected by it, whether it's a grandparent or parent. That's why we're called the sandwich generation. I urge you to go look up in sandwich generation Facebook group. Like that group's got 50,000 people in it. And it's the same questions and same thing. And the thing is we are lacking education. We all grew up with education. We grew up with Mr. Rogers. You know, he taught us a lot of stuff. We grew up with stuff on TV. We grew up with, Nancy Reagan with, the frying pan and this is your brain on drugs and frying an egg. We grew up with public education. We don't see it right now. We see nothing for older adults. Zero. So win it over in your community. Go out there and kick butt, you guys. I put in the chat box all the stuff. Here's what I want you guys to do. I would love. I would love for you guys to just try one video, try something. Try to do something and make it your own style, wording. I don't know, whatever it is. I say that because it's so needed. It is desperately needed. Think about like how many people are doing it. But we're mass marketers and community connectors, so work it out there. That's what I say. I'm stopping the recording. Any